everybody and welcome to this video on products. In this video, we're having a look at some mixed examples. So before you try this video, I suggest you watch all the product videos from 1 to 5, where we go over the different product techniques, including the distributive law, what we do when we multiply a binomial times a binomial, what do you do when we're squaring, and then DOTS is the difference of two squares. And finally, we went over on how to multiply a binomial with a trinomial. So these are very important techniques that you need to know before attempting these questions. So if you have not gone through the previous videos, please have a look at them first before attempting this one. If you have watched those, then please pause this video and try them by yourself before playing it and watching how we go through the solutions together. So let us now start with going through the answers. So the first one we have over here is 2x plus 3 times 4x minus 2. Now this here is a binomial times a binomial, and what we do when we're multiplying a binomial times a binomial is we use our FOIL method. So our FOIL method is just a way that tells us how to multiply it so that we make sure we distribute the first term to everything and the second term to everything in the second bracket. So the F in FOIL stands for first, so multiplying the two first terms together, 4x times 2x is 8x squared. O is outer, so multiplying the two outer terms of each bracket, we have 2x times minus 2 is minus 4x. I is for inner, so multiplying the two inner terms, so it's 3 times 4x, which is positive 12x. And lastly, 3 times minus 2, the two last terms, we get negative 6. Now what we can see is that we have like terms of 4x, minus 4x, and plus 12x. So if we simplify that, minus 4x plus 12x is plus 8x. And then finally we have our minus 6. Let us have a look at the next one. We have AB minus 3 squared. Now remember that in order for you to do this properly, you need to write it out in full. So AB minus 3 times AB minus 3. And then again, we're going to use FOIL because it's a binomial times a binomial. So we have AB times AB. The two first terms is A squared, B squared. Then we have AB times negative 3, which is negative 3AB. Our two outer terms is negative 3 times AB, which is again negative 3AB. And finally, our last term is minus 3 times minus 3, which is positive 9. So then once again, the 3AB and 3AB are like terms. So we have A squared, B squared minus 6AB plus 9. Okay. So let us have a look at the next question. So the next question we have x minus y times x squared minus 3x plus 2y squared. So this is a binomial times a trinomial, and how we solve it is we distribute the x to everything in the second bracket, and then the y, the negative y, to everything in the second bracket. So we kind of share the x with everything and then the y with everything. So I'm going to write it as x times the second bracket minus y times the second bracket. So I do that multiplication of distributing it. Then I'm going to distribute the x to everything. So x times x squared is x cubed. X times minus 3x is minus 3x squared. And x times 2y squared is positive 2xy squared. So I've multiplied the x with every term in this bracket. Now we're going to do the same thing for the y. So y times x squared is negative x squared y. Negative y times negative 3 is positive 3xy. And finally, negative y times positive 2y squared is negative 2y cubed. The next thing is for us to look for like terms, which there aren't. So no two terms are the same. So this is the simplest our answer will get. So if there are no like terms, we will not be able to multiply it any further. Then let us look at number 4, which is x plus 3y times x minus 3y. This is a binomial times a binomial, so we're going to use FOIL. X times x is x squared. X times minus 3y is minus 3xy. 3y times x is positive 3xy. And finally, 3y times negative 3y is negative 9y squared. So this here is x squared, and the two middle terms cancel out because they have opposite signs, and we have minus 9y squared. So this is an example of a difference of two squares. And then let's do the final one, and the final one is a mixture of all kinds of more than one type, and that's more realistic for the exam type questions. So we have x plus 2 times x plus 4. And then we have minus 3 times x squared plus 4x minus 1. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first deal with this here, this first part over here by foiling it. So these two terms, these binomials times binomials, we're going to FOIL it. So let's do that. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 2 times x is 2x. And finally, 2 times 4 is 8. Okay. So then what we have in the second one is we've got this negative 3, which we have to distribute to every term in the bracket. So that's what we're going to do. Negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times 4x is negative 12x. Just watch your signs. And a negative 3 times a negative 1 is a positive 3. So then we have to group our like terms. So we have an x squared and a minus 3x squared. So that simplifies to minus 2x squared. So x squared minus 3x squared. We also have a 4x and a 2x and a minus 12x. So 4 plus 2 is 6, minus 12 is minus 6x. And finally, we have 8 plus 3, which is plus 11. So our first step was to multiply using our products rule, whichever ones apply. And then the second step is to group our like terms and add and subtract so that we can simplify our answer. Please watch the next video for more examples or watch previous videos if this was a bit confusing. Thank you.